What's a happening on YouTube? This is John, nerding out with cards. And so I'm coming at you with a unique Clemente collection that I have, but at the same time, it's missing a card, right? And that's where it's like, I want to show off what I have, the collection scope and the why behind it. But at the same time, I want to ask kind of like y'all's advice on what card I should pick up. Because I've thought about quite a bit actually, and I'm just really indecisive. So anyway, Roberto Clemente, legend. There's many, people here on the YouTube that, collect Roberto Clemente cards. Shout out to Lou Rock. But notably, like for my viewership, you got Clemente Collector, Theo, but I mean, Clemente is collected universally, and deservedly, right? So, it's like you look at his cards, especially watching Theo. There's just so many. A lot of them get to be kind of expensive. And me being a Cardinals guy, it's just like I'm not gonna go deep into Clemente's cards necessarily, but there's a way that I have found to honor Roberto, and that is through his award, right? Which is given out annually to players that are great people, great humanitarians, do great things, right? And so, and I've actually gotten to see the trophy itself. I'll include a picture here. It was at the 2023 All-Star Game Fan Fest that was held in Seattle, because that's where the All-Star Game was that year. And I had been in town for like literally a day, and that started off. I also got to meet Roberto's sons, and I'll include that picture as well. Really cool experience. But I have, I'll start this off with a trivia question. What team has had the most players be awarded the Roberto Clemente Award? Well, if I'm asking the question, you probably know the answer, and that is none other than your St. Louis Cardinals. And that kicked off in 75, when the award originated. But you had Lou Brock. His 75 card. Awesome stuff. And then the next Cardinal to be awarded the Roberto Clemente Award was Ozzie Smith. My guy. 1995. There wasn't a whole lot of pomp and circumstance back when these guys won it. 2018. Yadier Molina. Yadi. Back of that card. 2020. It's battery mate. Historic battery mate. Adam Wainwright. And as a side note, Yadi and Waino, they both won a World Series together. They set records together. They both won Gold Gloves, Silver Sluggers, and the Roberto Clemente Award. Fantastic. 2013, Carlos Beltran. Of course, his legacy has been altered because of, when the Astros won the World Series, but he is a Roberto Clemente Award recipient, 2013. So the Cardinals have had 5 recipients of the award. And And I have one more just because I really, really like the player. Not a Cardinal, but last year you had Salvador Perez. You know, with his 2024 Topps card right here. Big fan of his. So I wanted to include him in this mini collection that I have for the Roberto Clemente Award. I actually do have one Roberto Clemente card, and I've showed it on this channel before, but the 1962 batting leaders, and that's because it's a part of my Ken Boyer collection. But, you know, so at some point in time, I want to be able to, like, you know, display these kind of cards. But I feel it would be, it's missing an actual Roberto Clemente card. And so in my mind, I thought about, you know, there's the 73 Topps, the Final Stats Memorial card that, to be honest, like with me, I think Topps kind of missed the ball on that card, right? The image is whatever, doesn't really capture the significance, right? And they could have done more, I think. I thought about, you know, 1998, Topps did commemorative cards, you know, anniversary cards of Clemente. One of them actually does speak about, you know, his passing. There's I forget the year now, but there's like a turkey red reprint theme kind of card, but on the back of it, it talks about the award itself. And, you know, like that could be it. You know, Topps does the living set now, which seems kind of appropriate, right? Because, you know, Roberto Clemente continues to live on, you know, in his legacy, and in part because of the award, right? So it's like, what card do I pick? And so those are some of the choices that I've thought about. But, you know, if any of you all have ideas, opinions about, you know, what card I should pick of Roberto's to, you know, put with these great humanitarians, these great players, that would be phenomenal and appreciated. And I'm looking forward to seeing the cards that you pick, and I'd like to hear like the why behind the card, because I want it to make sense, right? These cards were easy. It was the year that they were awarded the Roberto Clemente Award. So I hope you all appreciate this little side project that I had been working on, and you all have a good one.